welcome to Mind Your Business, the channel where we are in at everybody's business. If you don't mind getting in people's business, you're on the right channel. Talking about current topics and gossip.
Well, the Fletchers definitely seem like they have a lot going on. I've always seen them, giving advice to Melody and Martell. I've always liked them, but now we're getting a glimpse into their lives and it's very interesting. While going to my inquisitive crew, let's talk about Love and Marriage Huntsville. And yes, I do feel like there's a lot that we need to unpack with the Fletchers, and we can't really unpack it because we don't really know their family dynamics properly. Because the daughter, Lexi, was definitely kicking off at the table. And excuse me, I have to ask this to any of the American subbies. Like, is this how it is, like, for black families? Is everyone just cursing in front of their families? Because I'm just sitting there, like, looking like, Lord, have mercy. Because, no, honey. My Jamaican British family, we do not just be sitting around a table effing and blinding. That is not going to go down. Like, her what it backside of Guandia, so. Anyway, I found that slightly, like, side-eyeing. Well, my dear. But, I was quite surprised about all the drama. There's just a lot of drama going on. So the Lexi daughter seems like she's kind of like the black sheep, and, she kept bringing up this car issue and not getting money for the car, although it sounded like she did get money for the car. But to me, that's probably not even the main issue. It might be like there's more stuff going on underneath that. And it's an interesting dynamic because I'm thinking, well, then is she like Chris's daughter? So then she would have obviously grown up with her mum, and then maybe was, back and forth with the family, but then feels maybe out because all the others would be together because obviously Nell has her own son and then they have kids together. So I wonder if that's part of the dynamic that she's talking about. It'll be good to get more of a backstory to them and how they work. But yeah, it's definitely very interesting at the moment, and it's interesting particularly because you always see Chris and Nell in very much, sort of counselling, helping roles, and then see their side of it. And you can see that Nell seems like she's quite fiery, whereas Chris seems like he's more chilled. And so, I just thought this is interesting. But it also seems interesting because Lexi seems to have a different story from all the rest of them. So again, what's really going on there? Courtney and Stormy, I thought it was interesting seeing them have a chat and, talking about trying to bring Tiffany and Kiki together, but then also mentioning her cousin and the cousin that she fired, that she had like a really hard time firing. I remember from the last season, it was a lot of drama around that, and she fired him and it was very difficult for her. And now Courtney's talking about, he's hiring him back. I'm like, Courtney, shouldn't you discuss this with your wife first and made sure she was all right with it? Because obviously they've got their own relationship going on as well. So she's just basically gone along with it and just said, well, I'm going to leave it in your hands then, whatever. But I feel like that should have been a conversation, not you made that decision. Now, Martell finally moving out of Chris's yard, thank goodness. But what made me laugh is that I feel like Martell sounds quite entitled, because you hear him, he was like, thanks to his realtor friend putting this property in his lap. To me, it sounded a bit like, I'm all entitled because if it, first my friend Chris has got me living in his yard and I'm renting it from him, not wanting to move out, and I'm not moving out until my other friend helps me find something. That's how I kind of took it. It came across like, it's everyone's helps me, everyone's got to help me-ish. That's how it kind of came across. And I just thought, Martell, sort your life out. Melody with her best friend, it was actually good to see her with a best friend, because I feel like over the seasons we've seen Melody have different friendships, but not really real deep friendships, because her and Stormy seemed like they were really close, and then obviously they're not that close. Her and Tiffany, they're supposed to be okay for the show, but I did notice that at her name change ceremony that there was no Tiffany, there was no Stormy obviously, and there was no Kimmy. So it was like, well, and then apparently her best friend went there, so that was her beef with her best friend. And I just thought, well, if your best friend's saying it was her niece's 16, what's the problem? Like, get over it, Mel, get over it. But I'm glad that, her friend's going to be helping her get back into the dating world with her international pom-pom. She's hilarious. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. And but I liked also to see how the friendship dynamic goes too, because I feel like it's good to see actual real friendship of hers on the show anyway. But yeah, I'm glad she's having fun dating. We can see obviously how her love story goes. Now back to the Fletchers. I thought it was interesting when Chris popped into the office to speak to Nell And she was questioning the feedback that she kind of got from her niece when her niece brought up the fact that, she thinks it's not very easy to talk to her. And then she mentions that all the kids go to Chris, but Chris was saying that she goes off real quick. And I think we can see that a little bit. And she did admit herself that she goes from 0 to 100. I do feel like that the idea of them going to family counselling sounds like it is definitely a good idea, because it sounds like it's some complicated dynamics there. And obviously his daughter's not necessarily that happy about things. The other kids are not happy with the daughter. There's a lot going on there. And I feel like, Nell definitely seems like she's definitely good with other people, but maybe needs to be more reflective on herself. But again, it's still early. We need to see some dynamics. But this is what it seems like from what we can see at the moment, to me anyway. It just seems like she is a bit hot-headed, and he's more chilled. But I do like them as a couple, but I want to see how they unfold and get a bit more into it, because she seems quite defensive at times. She was asking Chris about it, and then he actually gives her the answer, which is, you can be a bit quick to fly off a little bit. And then she says basically, she doesn't handle it right, but says that she can't help but say, that I told you so. And I get it, because with your mum, sometimes you can get a bit frustrated with children because you want to let them know that this is the way to do it. But obviously they're their own people, they're going to have to find out for themselves. But it seems like there's a little balance to be had, so that she can be also given the nurturing side whilst also taking care of herself, is what I feel is potentially missing there. But the counselling sounds good, so we'll see what happens there. Now, Stormy setting up the link up with Kiki and Tiffany. I thought it was interesting and good that Kiki's been vulnerable with her addiction issues and saying that she's on methadone, which obviously means that she's, trying to stay off of the drugs, and she's having to use that to get off of it, and spoke about sometimes it giving her sweats. And I thought that's quite a big thing for her to be open about it on a reality show, because that's massive. And hopefully she can manage that and doesn't have any issues with that, because I think that's also quite a lot to put under the spotlight. So it's a brave thing to do, but also quite a pressuring thing to do potentially, because, it is on TV too. But she was talking about, of course, her and Tisha, and, she's just really not bothered about the relationship right now, and speaking about how, if it weren't for her, she wouldn't have what she had, basically, because, she followed her to college. And I was like, okay, look, she might have followed you to college, but I'm pretty sure, she helped to cultivate her own relationship with Marcel. So, that's a bit different. But I just feel like it's just cousin nonsense going back and forth. But I'm more interested to see how this conversation goes with her and Tiffany, because we know that Kiki is not happy with Tiffany, and the fact that she's been going around chatting her, and the whole interview she's done with Carlos King. So we shall see what I want to see what happened there. And I really want to know what's going on with Tiffany and her husband, because like I've said in a couple of my recaps, I feel like something's going on with her and her husband, because he has been missing in action, and now you hear him saying about the TV and the reality show getting in the way. So I honestly feel like, particularly after last season, because remember last season when Tiffany was creating all that mix-up going back and forth, and then all the guys started coming for him. I think from that episode, right, and that season, and all where everyone was going for him, and because she was causing all the mix-up and being very chatty-patty-ish as she does, I feel like he had a look at that and thought, you know what, I do not want this smoke. This is not what I'm here for. I do not want none of this smoke. This is not what I'm signed up for. In fact, this is maybe not the Tiffany that I thought I knew. And maybe there's a bit of that going on. What do you guys think? Because I feel like he does sound like he definitely doesn't want to be on the show anymore. I feel like Tiffany probably likes being on the show, and she likes being the villain. Maybe he doesn't like that. But anyway, what do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts below.
Yes, so thanks for watching that. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, share, and hit that notification bell so you know when I am uploading some more of people's business. So until then, my nosy people, stay blessed.